Welcome students to season 10, episode 17. Hello children, I am Sudesh sir from Sudesh Coaching Classes. On wings of courage, Air Force Marshal Arjan Singh, an icon of India's military history, will always be remembered as a war hero who had successfully led a young Indian Air Force during the 1965 Indo-Pak War. The only officer to attain the highest post of Marshal, the Air Force equivalent to the Army's 5-star Field Marshal, Singh was a fearless and exceptional pilot who had flown more than 60 different types of aircraft. He played a major role in transforming the Indian Air Force into one of the most potent air forces globally and the fourth biggest in the world. Former Vice Chief of Indian Air Force Kapil Kak said, "His contribution to the Indian Air Force is monumental to the least. The Indian Air Force grew with him. He was an epitome of military leadership in classical sense, and it is therefore not surprising that he was honored with the rank of Air Force Marshal." Singh was honored with the rank of Marshal on the Republic Day in 2002. Sam Homusji Framji Jamshedji Manekshaw and K.M. Kariappa were the only two Army generals honored with the rank of Field Marshal. Known as a man of few words, Singh was not only a fearless pilot but also had a profound knowledge about air power and applied it in a wide spectrum of areas. Singh had assiduously led the Indian Air Force during the 1965 war and denied success to Pakistani Air Force, though it was better equipped with American support. His most outstanding contribution was during that war, said Kak. Commending his role in the war, Yashwantrao Chauhan, the then Defence Minister, had written, "Air Marshal Arjan Singh is a jewel of a person, quite efficient and firm, unacceptable but a very able leader." In 1944, the Marshal had led a squadron against the Japanese during the Arakan campaign, flying close air support missions during the crucial Imphal campaign, and later assisted the advance of the Allied forces to Yangon, formerly Rangoon. In recognition of his feat, he was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross on the spot by the Supreme Allied Commander of Southeast Asia, the first Indian pilot to have received it. Singh was selected for the Empire Pilot Training Course at Royal Air Force, Cranwell, in 1938 when he was just 19 years old. He retired from service in 1969. Singh was born on April 15, 1919 in Lyalpur, now Faisalabad, Pakistan, and completed his education at Montgomery, now Sahiwal, Pakistan. His first assignment was to fly Westland Wapiti biplanes in the northwestern frontier province as a member of No. 1 Royal Indian Air Force Squadron. After a brief stint with the newly formed No. 2 Royal Indian Air Force Squadron, where the Marshal flew against the tribal forces, he later moved back to No. 1 Squadron as a flying officer to fly the Hawker Hurricane. He was promoted to the rank of Squadron Leader in 1944. For his role in successfully leading the squadron in combat, he was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross in 1944. On August 15, 1947, he achieved the unique honor of leading the flypast of over 100 Indian Air Force aircraft over the Red Fort in Delhi. After his promotion to the rank of Wing Commander, he attended the Royal Staff College at the UK. Immediately after Indian independence, he commanded Ambala in the rank of Group Captain. In 1949, he was promoted to the rank of Air Commodore and took over as an air officer commanding of an operational command. which later came to be known as Western Air Command. Singh had the distinction of having the longest tenure as the air officer commanding of an operational base, initially from 1949 to 1952 and then again from 1957 to 1961. After his promotion to the rank of Air Vice Marshal, he was appointed as the Air Officer Commanding in Chief of an operational command. Towards the end of the 1962 war, he was appointed as the Deputy Chief of the Air Staff and he became the Vice Chief of the Air Staff in 1963. He was the overall commander of the Joint Air Training Exercise Shiksha held between Indian Air Force, Royal Air Force and Royal Australian Air Force. On August 1, 1964, in the rank of Air Marshal, the Marshal of the Air Force Arjan Singh took over the reins of Indian Air Force at a time when it was still rebuilding itself and was gearing up to meet new challenges. Singh was the first air chief to keep his flying currency till his chief of the air staff rank, having flown over 60 different types of aircraft from pre-World War II era biplanes to the more contemporary Gnats and Vampires. He has also flown in transport aircrafts like the Super Constellation. In 1965, when Pakistan launched its Operation Grand Slam with an armored thrust targeted at the vital town of Aknoor, Singh led Indian Air Force through the war with courage, determination and professional skill. He inspired Indian Air Force to victory despite the constraints imposed on the full-scale use of the Air Force combat power. Singh was awarded Padma Vibhushan for his astute leadership of the Air Force during the war. Subsequently, in recognition of the Air Force contribution during the war, a rank of Chief of the Air Staff was upgraded and Arjan Singh became the first Air Chief Marshal of the Indian Air Force. He remained a flyer to the end of his tenure in Indian Air Force, visiting forward bases and units and flying with the squadrons. He retired in August 1969, thereupon accepting the ambassadorship to Switzerland. He was Lieutenant Governor of Delhi from December 1989 to December 1990. Having been a source of inspiration to all the personnel of armed forces through the years, the government conferred the rank of Marshal of the Air Force upon Arjan Singh in January 2002, making him the first and only 5-star rank officer with the Indian Air Force. Hello children, I am Sudesh Sir from Sudesh Coaching Classes.